Hello nerds, welcome back to another video. Gabriella here. Today is a good day and it's going to get even better because today we have a very special video. We are celebrating today because, okay, a little while ago, oops, this video is a little bit late, but I reached 200 subscribers here on this YouTube channel, which is so excited and I'm so freaking thankful. And I also reached a little while back 3,000 followers over on Instagram. Two big milestones that happen really like days away from each other, which is so freaking fantastic and exciting. I also reached my Goodreads reading goal of the year, all in the same like period of time. It's been like a crazy few weeks, and so just I wanted first of all to thank you guys all so very much for all the loving support, all the likes, all the comments, your subscriptions, just watching the videos, liking my Instagram posts, replying to my stories. All those things mean the world to me. Like, I'm just a little humble booktuber, okay? I'm just a nerd trying to be cool, okay? And talking about books all the time. And I honestly never thought that so many people would be interested in my ramblings about random books. Yeah, here we are, and we keep growing because I think as I looked last, I was at 218 subscribers on YouTube, and I have already passed the 3,200 follower mark on Instagram since actually since I reached the 3,000. But as I said, this video is a bit late. So today, as a thank you, I wanted a fun little video, do something a little different. And so on my Instagram stories, if you follow me here or watch my videos here, well, first of all, subscribe here and then go follow me on Instagram. You can pause this video, go follow me on Instagram because I'm a lot of fun there and I'm also very active in stories. But I posted a few weeks back when I was planning on doing this video first, about different assumptions you had about me. I wanted to do a assumptions video answering different assumptions you have about me. And I decided to turn it also into a little Q&A, answering some questions. Just a little fun celebratory milestone video. So before we get into all the fun stuff, let's just subscribe, click that little bell icon so you can be notified of every new video. And now let's just roll the intro and get into it. So first I want to say thank you to everybody who participated and answered my little story ask, and answered and put in their assumptions or questions for me. Very thankful. I recognize quite a few of you. A lot of you are like my usual Bookstagram friends. And I'm so happy because you made this video possible. Without the assumptions, without the questions, it wouldn't be possible. Because of the screenshots that I took, I don't have the names of everybody who sent assumptions. So I won't say who did the assumptions, but if it's you, you know. But anyways, I'm just going to answer them willy-nilly, in sort of how I have the screenshots. So let's just get into the first assumption. The actual first assumption I received was, you are the best person ever. It's okay, I already know. Which, like, okay, let's not start the video by crying. Okay, thank you very much. Love you. Just, okay. We knew this. We knew this. Now let's get into like a real assumption because we already knew I was awesome and amazing and all that stuff, that's not really news. So let's get into the next assumption. One of them is you like fantasy. I do enjoy fantasy a lot. I wouldn't say it's my favorite genre, but yeah, it's definitely a genre I love. And I've covered this year a really big love for urban fantasies and speculative fiction as well, which I put into the fantasy section. Just love those so much. And I think I prefer urban fantasy and speculative fiction more than I love epic fantasy because epic fantasy is just very mentally draining. Like, it takes a lot of my brain power and I don't always have allowance for that, okay? There's other things happening and I'm just like, sometimes I'm reading a high fantasy and I'm just like, words on a page. Like, there's nothing's coming in to this little brain. So yeah, but I do love fantasy very much. I was raised on fantasy. Some of the first books I read were fantasy. So, I mean, Harry Potter, read that. So, you know. Next is, I assume your favorite genre is YA contemporary. Is that even a genre? I don't know. I don't know if that's a genre either. But yeah, a large majority of the books that I read are definitely YA contemporary. Contemporary just means it's not a classic, by the way. And YA means young adult. And yeah, if you recognize any of the books on this bookshelf, a lot of them are YA, or I have a few that are new adult as well. Some of my favorite books ever are new adult. I'm looking at you. One Last Stop, Red, White, and Royal Blue. But yeah, lots and lots of YA, because I feel like YA is kind of Well, first of all, I feel like YA is underrated by other age groups. Like, you'll speak to an adult who's like older than like 30 and they'll be like, ew, YA. And it's like, it doesn't make that much a difference for me. Like, the only difference to me between a YA and like a young adult, a new adult, or adult is like if there's smut or not. That's the only difference for me, because I don't feel like some teenagers have a better reading levels than some 50-year-olds. So, you're just being judgmental for nothing. You always love to read. False, actually. I did not always love to read. As a kid, I hated reading. And I'm talking like before the age of maybe 9 or 8, hated it. I would never read any of the school books. I mean, I didn't later on either, but that's another story. But I refused to read books. I hated it, which broke my mom's heart because she's a reader. If you think I have a lot of books, and of course we're missing a shelf above here, but if you think I have a lot of books, my mother probably has 2 or 3 times the amount of books I have. If you think I'm obsessed with buying books, she's another breed, okay? It's genetics. The apple didn't fall far from the tree. But as you can imagine how heartbreaking it was for her that her only daughter was amazing in every way, except that she didn't like to read. And my mom has told me many times about the things that she would do to try and trick me into liking to read. And I don't know if that's what worked or I just grew up a little bit. But yeah, it ended up changing when I was like around 8 or 9. I started reading the T.S. Stilton and Geronimo Stilton books, and then I was hooked. My mom and I were going to, like, she would buy one book at a time to make sure that I read them. And once I started reading those T.S. Stilton, man, we were at the bookstore every night. And now you wonder why I'm this way today? There you go. If you have questions, that's the answer. You are going or have gone to college for college or university to study English. I have not gone to college or university to study English, but I probably will. Spoiler alert for my life, I guess. It's not a very well-known fact, but I've decided to go more into the branch of book publishing and English lit. I mean, is it that surprising? Again, not really. I mean, you're here, this YouTube page. So I think that was a pretty safe assumption, and it is correct. But actually, this assumption wasn't correct a few months ago. So, see, life, right? It's like a box of chocolates. I can't do accents. Well, I won't do it. Your favorite genre is romance. Yeah, I feel now there's been 3 assumptions of my favorite genres, and they're kind of all true. I love fantasy. I love YA contemporary. And then you get me a YA contemporary romance, just like, woo. Okay. But yes, I love romance. When I think about all my favorite books, they all have at least some aspect of romance. It's like, is it even a book if there's no romance in it? You know what I mean? But I also read a lot of like standalone, just like romantic, contemporary, young adult, new adult, adult. But yeah, I love some conflict. I love some angst. Some enemies to lovers. Ugh. Woo. We love it. Some fake dating. Ah. Yeah. Locked in a cabin in the middle of winter. Ooh. Yes. But yeah, I would say romance is my favorite genre. If I have to say, I would think it would be romance, then fantasy, then thriller, I think. And in fantasy, like I said, I put in speculative fiction and urban fantasies in the fantasy genre. But then you have books like One Last Stop that are a mix of romance, that are contemporary, but also have speculative fiction in it. And it's just like, but then it ends up having some sci-fi in it. And it's just all this stuff that I love. Probably why it's one of my favorite books. But anyways, I digress. But yes, romance is officially the genre of Gabriella. Next assumptions, you're an introvert. And I would say yes and no. I think I'm more of an ambivert. I can be very on. I am very good at communicating with others. I am not shy per se at all, which is why I talk so much and I have a YouTube page. But also I'm very much like, I love my time alone. I love just stay in my corner, and it doesn't have to be to read. Like, it's not even on the nerd side. It's really just like, sometimes I need to recharge my batteries, but I would say my social battery is fairly longer than most introverts, which is why I would put myself in the ambivert category. You know what I mean? It's like a spectrum, you know? Yeah, I yeah, ambivert. I'm gonna go with ambivert, so I'm gonna say this assumption is false in a way. Um, but yeah, I feel like in certain settings, like I feel like some people who would meet me only outside and don't see me in my personal life would consider me an extrovert from the way I just behave. Because the way I behave on camera with you guys is how I behave in real life when I'm talking to people. So as you can imagine, it can be confusing to them for me to say that I'm introvert. Um, but yeah, that's that. Oof, this assumption a little too true. You own a lot of books that you haven't read yet. Really? What made you guess? I think at my last count, a little bit over 200 books, like 110 or less. 210. I think I own like 207, I think is the actual count. I don't know. I keep track of them on Goodreads. Like I have a tag on my Goodreads. I extensively tag all my books on Goodreads. So if ever you're looking for recommendations or ideas of things to put in your TBR and you want a specific thing, you can look through my tags. But I have a tag where it's called Owned, and it's all the books that I own. And I think last I checked, it was at 207 or 208 books, something like that. And I did the calculation the other day, and I was actually really proud of myself because I have read a third, I think, of all the books that I own. I don't remember exactly, but I think that's pretty good. It's pretty freaking good. I mean, I do have a book buying problem. We know this. But I read books too, so that helps. So I also went through a book buying ban for a few months this year, so I think it helped me like move forward in my book reading. But I would hope to one day finish my physical TBR. But I mean, I saw someone on TikTok the other day who finished their physical TBR. That's scary. She scares me. Because how? Like she's read every book that she owns, and now she's like, I'm only gonna buy a book and then read it right away. Who reads right away the books they bought? Who does that? I mean, it ain't me. That's for sure. It ain't me. There's some books. Well, sometimes I'll read a book right after buying it, and then sometimes I'll buy a book. Like, there's some books in here, especially like those bigger books, because they scare me. I bought in like January. Literally every book here I bought a while ago. Like, I would say up to here, and I haven't read them. I mean, I actually haven't read most. Oh, I haven't read all the books until here. And like a few other books in there I haven't read either, but yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm a mood reader. I make TBRs videos for you guys because I like having a plan and then not following it. So, but yeah, hopefully one day I can finish my physical TBR. I'm gonna work as hard as possible to get to that point. Buy less books, probably, maybe, not really. And also just speed up also maybe my reading. But yeah, a lot of books I haven't read in my bookshelf. But I would say, as a booktuber goes, I think I'm doing pretty freaking good. Okay. A little tap on the shoulder. Okay, on both shoulders because I'm that great. So now we have a question, not an assumption. And this question is, if you were going to write a book, what would it be about? And I think, I don't know what it would be about per se, like the specific plot or anything like that. But I think if I were to write a book, I know what genre it would be. I think it would definitely be YA contemporary with some speculative fiction or a little bit of urban fantasy. That's my sweet spot. I love it. And there would definitely be some romance sprinkled into it. It would definitely be a sapphic romance. Can't lie. That's what it would be. So basically, imagine One Last Stop, but as a YA instead of a new adult. And that's what my book would be. I think if I were to write a book, I think that's the closest to like the ideal book for me. Or yeah, that would be it. That would be exactly that. Yeah, One Last Stop, but YA. This one was a special assumption. Riri, what the hell was that? You kick puppies when no one is looking. Kidding. You are a very sweet and kind person. Thank you. I don't know where that was going. That was wild. But maybe he was feeling a little bit of a silly, goofy mood. But I am very sweet and kind, so that is a correct assumption of me. That's so rude.
You're actually a bitch.
Wow. I see how it is.
I just thought the camera should know that because they need to know the truth.
GabysPages exposed. GabysPages is over party. GabysPages is canceled.
Cancel GabysPages 2021.
Okay, so another assumption, we have you are the oldest child, which I am, actually. I have two younger sisters. I'm 23, then there's another one who's 15, another one who's 14. So they're much younger than me. But yeah, I am an oldest child. I also have a dog, if that counts. I don't know. But yeah, I don't have much to say. Do I give oldest child energy? In what way? I need to know. Let me know in the comments. Do I give off oldest child energy? And if so, what does that mean? I want to know the vibe I'm giving off. Like, I'm not offended because it's true, but what does that mean? Next assumption, you're an SJM Stan. So if you're not particular with the lingo, SJM means Sarah J. Maas, the author of A Court of Thorn and Roses series and Throne of Glass series and Crescent City story series, House of Earth and Blood. That's the name of the series. That is wrong. I'm not a stan. And not because I hate her, but because I have barely started the first book. I have barely just started A Court of Thorns and Roses, ACOTAR. I do have the full series that I got as a box set, as a gift. And I started actually A Court of Thorns and Roses this month, but I'm kind of going through a weird reading slump period, so it's not working out for me right now. But maybe I will in the future. So this is false for now. It might be true later on, later in the year or in the years to come. But yeah, I'm behind on my sort of bookstagram education, I guess. I'm new here, okay? I'm a new kid. So I'm missing some of these key books, Shadow and Bone, Six of Crows, ACOTAR, all those. I'm kind of missing them. But I own all of these series that I just named, so I will be reading them at some point. You are a One Direction or 5 Seconds of Summer fan. So I was never a One Direction fan. That was just never my phase. I also didn't go through a Justin Bieber phase. I feel like everybody was one or the other. I was neither. Go figure. I was a Taylor Swift bitch. Through and through since 2008, girl. Like, what can I say? But no, I have listened to One Direction music. Always against my will. Not because I don't like them, but just like I've never sat down and just listened to One Direction music. But I do enjoy the voices of most of the boys. And I do listen to a lot of Harry Styles. I am a fan of his. I was supposed to go see him in concert. And he canceled on Canada. But I own actually both his solo albums on vinyl. So, in a way, I guess, I also do listen to some Zayn once in a while when I'm feeling in a spicy mood. But yeah, I'm mostly, I'm a Harry Styles stan or fan, but not a One Direction fan. And 5 Seconds of Summer, I feel like every girl who thought they were edgy or grunge or emo in high school kind of went through a little 5 Seconds of Summer phase. I thought that was what rock was. And I do love their album Young Blood. That is an album, there are not that many albums that I can listen through and through without skipping. Young Blood by 5 Seconds of Summer is one of those albums. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, it's just fun music, and it would add some spice to my bus rides on my way back from school or work. So yeah, I don't keep up with them very much though. And I think they even released an album in the last year or two. I haven't even listened to any of their music since Young Blood. I think there was one single that I listened to. So am I really a fan? I don't think so, but I'm a casual listener of 5 Seconds of Summer. Next assumption, I have only 2 assumptions left, you guys. You listen to mostly pop music. True or false? I'm not actually sure. I definitely listen to a lot of pop music, but I don't know if mostly, because there's a whole mix in there. There's some alternative. I listen to quite a bit of alternative. I listen to some rock, not 5 Seconds of Summer rock, actual rock. I listen to some oldies, but I don't know. And I listen to some Taylor Swift, but some of Taylor Swift is pop, some of it is alternative, some of it is country. So even listening to Taylor Swift discography wouldn't be considered all pop. But I do listen to a lot of it, that's for sure. I do listen to quite a few pop artists. I have to say, in the past year or two, I used to listen to so much music because I had a long commute to and from work or to and from school. For basically my whole life, I would listen to a lot of music. I would stay up to date on music a lot more. And since my time listening to music has gone down, since COVID started, I've mostly been listening to my own music, like the stuff I have on vinyl or CD. Yes, I own CDs. Okay. I even own cassettes. I own two, but still it counts. So I haven't been listening to that much new music. Like the most I know about newer music coming out is like if it's a new TikTok sound. So I've listened to some Cardi B, I guess, inadvertently, against my will again. And the final assumption is you're a Leo. You give off Leo vibes, in my opinion. Thank you. Is that a good thing? I don't know. But I'm not a Leo. I'm a Taurus. But I'm a rising Sagittarius. So maybe that would be the spicy fire you're feeling is the Sagittarius rising. But I am a Taurus sun, Gemini moon, Sagittarius rising. If anybody was wondering for my big three. So yeah, am I all over the place? Yes. But now you understand where the nerdiness is coming from and the introverted is coming from. You know, it all just makes sense. Staying home cozy, the Taurus, reading a bunch of different books, the Gemini, and being all around weird, Sagittarius rising. It all just makes sense. It all just fits together. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to everybody who sent assumptions and questions for me. This was a lot of fun. I also want to take a moment to thank you guys so freaking much for 3,000 followers, 200 subscribers. Like, damn. I started this in March of this year, and like I remember getting my first few subscribers, and like I remember getting like 15 and 20. Like this just happened, and I feel like I just celebrated 150, just celebrated 100. I celebrated 100 subscribers, I think I celebrated just before my birthday. So in late April I was celebrating 100 subscribers. Now I'm over the 200 mark. It's so fun, so exciting, and it makes me so happy. And I'm so happy that I'm reaching some other book lovers out there. You know, my book recommendations, all that. Just thank you so much. It means the world to me. To getting more subscribers. See you again at 300 mark. If you have some more questions, if you want to do some more these types of Q&A assumptions video or other fun ideas, don't be afraid to let me know down in the comments. Or also the best way to really reach me about anything Gabby's Pages related is really through my DMs on Instagram. So go follow me there if you don't already. I do follow back all book related accounts. So if you want to, I'm not going to be like one of those bitchy people who don't follow you back. I follow back all book related accounts. We can be friends on there. I've made so many friends so far. Quite a few of them were the assumptions that you got today. But yeah, thank you all so much. If you watch all the way to the end of the video, I want you to put a star emoji down in the comments because I am a star. 200 subscribers. I'm basically viral. I'm basically famous at this point. So I'm a star. Woo! I hope people don't take my sarcasm for real because that'll be awkward. But anyways, so thank you so much. As always, all my social medias are linked down below. It's always at Gabby's Pages everywhere. I kind of like took the monopoly on that name, okay? So if you can't find Gabby's Pages on any social media, it's because I'm not on it, but I'm on most of them. Also, you can help support this channel. I have my Amazon wishlist down below if you want to buy me a little book. We'd love to see it. There's also my Ko-fi for donations, my book outlet, and my TubeBuddy referral code. If you use my book outlet referral code, you get $10 off your first purchase, and I get $10 off for referring a friend. We love to see it. Actually, quite a few of you have done this with the book outlet referral code, so thank you all so much. I had some free books, okay? $10 at book outlet goes far. That's like 2 books. That's sometimes 3 if you're lucky. That's wild. Anyways, yes, that is all I have for you guys today. I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.